What if I told you that all the magic you're expecting from 2026 is already sitting inside you, but it's buried under habits, hesitation, and half-hearted wishes? You might keep looking at the calendar thinking, well, I'll start next year. But every time you delay, you're telling the universe, not now. And when you keep telling it not now, what's the difference between then and never? The truth is, you don't need a new year, a new job, or a new city to revolutionize your life. What you need is a shift inside you right now. Too many of us believe that a fresh start requires external change, a new year, a new date, a new timeline. We imagine that when the clock strikes midnight and the calendar flips, life will magically become easier, cleaner, more aligned. But calendars don't change your energy, circumstances don't transform your inner world. Only you do. Manifestation, real transformation, doesn't wait for external signals. It demands internal readiness. Think about the last time you promised yourself tomorrow. 1,000 tomorrows might come, but if your mindset stays the same, life remains the same. Waiting for 2026 is a passive act. It's like planting a seed and then postponing the watering until the season changes. The seed might remain, but it will never grow. While you wait, opportunities slip away. Dreams fade, inner resistance builds, and before you know it, you're still exactly where you were, just older, a little more worn. So this is your wake-up call. 2026 is not a destination. It's not a magic switch. It is simply another day. And if your inner world is not ready on that day, nothing changes. If you want a different life, a life overflowing with purpose, abundance, peace, it doesn't come with a date stamp. It comes with a decision to stop waiting, a decision to act, a decision to shift now. Don't wait for the future to be perfect. Don't wait for external approval, for alignment, for convenience, because the only thing that ever matters is what you do with this moment. This moment and the next are where your future is being built. This moment when you decide to look inside and confront what's been holding you back. If you choose to transform yourself now, you don't just change your 2026, you change every tomorrow that follows. First, let's face the silent saboteur, emotional clutter. Inside many hearts and minds lie stories of past hurt, resentment, guilt, and regret. Unspoken anger towards someone. Bitter memories of rejection, failure, loss. We carry these stories around like heavy luggage, unseen but felt, and they block our energy. When you carry resentment, your frequency vibrates with lack. When you clutch guilt, you close the doors to receiving. Manifestation doesn't hit a heart full of grudges. If you want to attract peace, abundance, love, first you must clean the closet of your soul. Forgive, not for anyone else, but for you. Let go of stories that bind you to the old. Free your heart, and the universe will finally hear your signal. Second, the self-sabotaging identity. Many of us are living as our old selves, fearful, limited, doubtful, even though our dreams are grand and bold. In your mind, you still see yourself as the same person who failed, who doubted, who held back. And because your identity hasn't evolved, everything you manifest matches the old script. You dream success, but you carry doubt. You dream abundance, but you cling to scarcity. The universe doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to being. You must become the version of you that deserves what you ask. Reinvent your inner identity today. See yourself as worthy. See yourself capable. See yourself as already becoming. Only then will your outer reality catch up. Third, fear of expansion. Change feels risky. Growth feels uncertain. The unknown is scary. Many of us want a better life, but deep down we fear what might change. Success could bring responsibility. Abundance could bring expectations. Growth could mean leaving behind comfort zones and familiar stories. So we shrink in advance. We sabotage ourselves before we even try. But the truth is, if you hold back because of fear, you shut down the very channel through which miracles flow. Manifestation isn't only about attracting what you want, it's about being ready for what you ask for. Embrace the discomfort. Lean into expansion. Recognize that fear is just a signal pointing out where growth is waiting. Let the fear exist, but don't let it stop you. These three internal blocks act together like heavy chains. Emotional clutter ties you to the past. A self-sabotaging identity keeps you stuck in the old story. Fear of expansion whispers lies of safety that suffocate your potential. And as long as you carry these chains, manifestation will crawl if it arrives at all, but you have the power to break them. Start by acknowledging what you feel. Write it down. Speak to it. Let tears, release, and forgiveness emerge if needed. Then reclaim your identity. Stand in front of the mirror and declare, I am worthy of more. I am ready for more. Say it until you believe it. Then look at fear, not as enemy, but as signpost. Fear shows you where you're avoiding growth. Walk toward it once you decide, once you consciously choose to clear the clutter, reshape identity, and welcome expansion. You unlock the true foundation of manifestation, because manifestation doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. And if you are ready, not just hoping, the universe begins to rearrange itself. There comes a point when you must ask yourself a simple but confronting question: where is my energy going? Because manifestation is not just about desire, it's about energy alignment. If your energy is scattered, drained, or entangled in things that don't serve you, even your most powerful intentions lose their force. The truth is, most people are not failing because they lack power. They are failing because they are leaking power. And these energy leaks are subtle, silent, and often disguised as harmless habits, but they cost you your destiny. Fourth, consuming instead of creating. You may not notice it, but every scroll, every hour spent watching other people's lives, every moment lost in constant input takes you further away from your own inner voice. The digital world has turned attention into a battle, and most people have surrendered without realizing it. You think 5 minutes won't matter, then it becomes 30, then 1 hour. Then your entire day dissolves in consumption. Manifestation needs clarity, intention, and direction. But if your mind is drowning in noise, how can your intuition speak? Creation only happens from stillness, not overstimulation. The moment you reduce consumption, your inner genius begins to rise. Fifth, relationships that drain your spirit. Look closely at the people around you. Some lift you, energize you, expand you. Others take without giving, complain without improving, judge without understanding. Your environment is shaping your future more than you realize. Energy vampires aren't always obvious. Sometimes they're the people you love, the friends you've outgrown, or the familiar voices that keep you small. When you constantly pour into others who only take, you slowly empty your own well. Manifestation demands aligned energy, and aligned energy thrives in supportive environments. It is not cruelty to protect your mind, it is self-preservation. You owe no one access to your energy. You owe yourself the freedom to rise. Sixth, lack of boundaries, the silent killer of dreams. Most people don't fail because of laziness. They fail because they say yes to everything except themselves. You say yes to distractions, yes to obligations you don't want, yes to tasks you resent, yes to others' expectations, and every yes steals time and energy from your vision. Boundaries aren't walls, they are gates you control. They protect your peace, your goals, and your mental clarity. Without boundaries, your energy dissolves into chaos. With boundaries, your life aligns with your intentions, and manifestation can only occur in a life that is aligned, not scattered. Restore your boundaries, and watch how quickly your reality starts shifting to support your highest path. These energy leaks appear small, but together they hold you back from the future you crave. Once you close them, you reclaim the most powerful force in the universe, your focused energy. And once your energy aligns, your manifestations finally have room to land. The greatest misunderstanding in the manifestation world is the belief that desire alone is enough. Desire. E is powerful. Yes. But desire without movement becomes fantasy. Too many people want transformation without participation, blessings without responsibility, change without discomfort. They write wishes, repeat affirmations, visualize outcomes, yet they take no action that reflects who they say they want to become. This creates a spiritual imbalance, a contradiction between what you speak and how you live. And contradictions block results. Seventh, wanting the dream but refusing the commitment. You want the body, but not the discipline. You want the business, but not the consistency. You want abundance, but not the financial awareness. You want peace, but keep feeding chaos. Desire becomes self-betrayal when you continue living in ways that contradict what you claim to want. Manifestation is not magic, it is alignment. And alignment means your behavior must match your intention. Every action you take is a vote for the version of yourself you're becoming. You can visualize success every day, but if you act like your old self, the universe responds to your actions, not your fantasies. When your desires become commitments, that's when manifestation accelerates. Eighth, waiting for the right moment. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is, I'll start when I'm ready. But readiness doesn't come before the journey. It comes because of the journey. Waiting for the perfect moment is another form of fear dressed up as logic. There will never be a perfect day to rewrite your life. There will never be a moment without risk, discomfort, or uncertainty. And if you wait for alignment without action, you will spend your whole life preparing but never beginning. The universe doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards movement. When you step forward, even uncertainly, you build momentum. And momentum is the energy that manifestation thrives on. Action doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be confident. It only has to be real. The moment you take an intentional step, even a small one, you send a powerful message to the universe. I am ready for what I desire. The most common reason people manifest nothing is because they live in the illusion that time will one day align for them. But time aligns only when you act. The moment you stop waiting, the moment you stop postponing, the moment you take responsibility for becoming the person who matches your dream, that is the moment everything shifts. Desire gives you direction. Action creates reality. And without action, your dream remains nothing more than a beautiful possibility. Your future isn't created by wishes or promises. It is shaped by the habits you repeat daily. Most people think their life will change when they finally feel motivated. But lasting transformation never comes from motivation. It comes from structure, discipline, and alignment. If your habits are chaotic, your life becomes chaotic. If your habits are intentional, your life becomes a reflection of your intention. The version of you that you dream about, the calm, powerful, successful, aligned version, does not appear magically in 2026. It is being built right now through the choices you make today. And two habits, above all, define who you will become. Ninth, a life without structure. When you wake up and your first thoughts are scattered, your day becomes scattered. When you start your morning in chaos, the rest of the day naturally follows. A powerful life demands powerful mornings. Not rushed, not reactive, but intentional. The reason many people fail to manifest is because their routine doesn't support their vision. They start their day with noise, with distractions, with stress. They give their energy away before aligning their mind. You don't need a perfect morning routine, but you need a consistent one. A few minutes of silence, gratitude, intention setting, journaling, reading, or even stillness can shift your entire emotional frequency. Manifestation responds to clarity, and clarity begins in the morning. If your days look the same as your past, your future will look the same too. Structure is not restriction, it is liberation. It frees you from mental clutter and directs your life toward the path you choose. 10th, neglecting the inner world. You can't manifest a beautiful life with a noisy mind. You can't manifest abundance while ignoring the wounds you refuse to heal. And you can't manifest peace while carrying emotional storms inside you. People invest time in everything, work, chores, obligations, but rarely in their inner world. They avoid solitude because silence forces them to meet their truth. They avoid introspecti because it requires honesty. They avoid inner work because it demands vulnerability. But the universe responds directly to the state of your inner being. When your mind is calm, your path becomes clear. When your heart is healed, your energy becomes magnetic. When your inner world is aligned, your outer world transforms effortlessly. Spend time with yourself. Explore your beliefs. Question your patterns. Heal what hurts. Strengthen what wavers, nurture what grows. Inner work isn't a luxury, it is the foundation of manifestation. These two habits, simple yet profound, determine the trajectory of your life. Structure gives your days direction. Inner work gives your spirit alignment. And when both unite, your life becomes unstoppable. You stop reacting. You start creating. You stop feeling lost. You start feeling guided. You stop being pulled by old patterns. You start moving with intention. Who you will be in 2026 depends entirely on the habits you choose now. Because habits don't just create results, they create identity. And identity is what manifests reality. There's a version of you that your dreams are waiting for. A version that lives with clarity, purpose, discipline, and courage. A version that doesn't hide behind excuses, fear, or laziness. A version that isn't waiting for next year or someday, but is ready to step into their higher life now. Your future doesn't change by accident, it changes by identity. And right now, you stand at the doorway between the life you've known and the life you are capable of living. 2026 will not save you. No date on the calendar will magically transform your life. Time doesn't change people, decisions do. Your destiny is built by the choices you make in the present moment. You are not waiting on 2026. 2026 is waiting on you. It's waiting on the version of you who is committed to growth, who chooses alignment over comfort, who rises every day with intention instead of drifting through life unconsciously. Imagine meeting the version of you 1 year from today, confident, centered, wise, disciplined, unshakable. The version of you who broke the emotional chains you once carried, the version who reclaimed their energy, the version who took action without waiting for permission, the version who built powerful habits that shaped an extraordinary reality. That version is not far away. That version is not a fantasy. That version is one decision away. Everything you want, the peace, the abundance, the healing, the confidence, is waiting for the moment you stop postponing and start becoming. Life does not respond to hesitation, it responds to conviction. The universe does not reorganize itself for someone who waits. It moves for someone who decides. The fastest way to change your future is to act like the future version of you right now. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for circumstances. Don't wait for a new year. Step into the identity that matches your dreams. Speak like that person. Think like that person. Move like that person. Show up like that person. Even before you feel like you are them. That is the essence of manifestation, becoming before receiving. 2026 is not the beginning of your transformation. This moment is. Breathe deeply. Feel the shift. And claim the truth. You are no longer who you were. You are stepping into who you were meant to be, because your new life isn't waiting for 2026. It begins the moment you decide right now